It is what it says it is. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Fat Sajak. I guarantee it. Listen, I only cover a handful of creators here on my platform, and today I stuck my whole right arm into that like weird magician's hat, pulled out Colleen Ballinger's name, and here we are. Yes, we're talking about Colleen Ballinger today, and you may be asking yourself, why? To that I say, good question, stranger. And quite frankly, the answer is the same as any other time I've covered Colleen Ballinger over the course of the past, I don't know, year or so. Reddit served me some information, and now I'm going to serve it to you. Apparently dressed like myself in high school. Now, I saw in passing that Colleen and her family, full of humans that she avoids to do crafts instead, are in fact moving out of their house. Now, this in and of itself is not news, to be sure. However, there are some parts of this that are, well, anyway, to find out what they are, you first have to make sure you're subscribed to this channel. This video will not continue unless you're subscribed. It's a new feature YouTube's trying called, I don't know, I'm bad at this. Just subscribe, okay? Trying to get to 50K by the end of the world, before nuclear war actually starts. I do also have a Patreon where we watch a lot of nostalgia content. We are starting the second part of Season 5 of Teen Mom 2. We are balls deep in Season 2 of Teen Mom OG. We're gonna have to start Young and Pregnant pretty soon. We also watched the VH1 series I Love the 90s. We've watched Spice World. We've got all kinds of stuff going on there, as well as a book club. You can join for as low as $1 and receive all of those benefits. And it's a blast. We have a good time over there, watching a bunch of stuff that I can't watch here on YouTube because copyright is a goddamn nuisance. But I love my Patreon fam, so it works out just fine. Anyway, local groomer and loser Colleen Ballinger recently updated her thriving, for a channel that has about an 1/18 of her subscriber base, vlog channel on the fact that she and her family would be moving rather abruptly. It's so loud out there. Doors closed. Park's closed. The moose out front should have told ya. Now, she's been hinting at this move for a while, it seems. This has been sort of a topic loosely of conversation for like a hot minute. But it seems like all of a sudden they've had to like really uproot, which is not like an uncommon thing to happen because home sales are very precarious as far as timing goes. You know what I'm saying? No one can afford to buy a home. So I'm not sure if that was like procrastination on Colleen's part or if the closing date got pushed up or what the situation was. Either way, they had to get their shit out of there fast. Evidently, they also had a rental lined up for the interim between moving out of their home and essentially, I guess, purchasing a new home. And apparently that had fallen through. So they've been sort of living in limbo with their 3 children, all, 7 and under, for the past few weeks, hopping between like a hotel, her parents' home, and finally now landing in some sort of temporary rental situation.
None of this is interesting, Sajak.
I know, girl. I know. I'm getting to it. Settle down. Not everything has to come at you a mile a minute. Sometimes we're just here to yap. Now, Colleen, in an effort to remain relevant and absolutely enthralling to watch, has begun uploading packing vlogs that she's filmed during the transition between moving out of her home and bouncing around between several locations, which, by the way, like, again, this is not an unheard of situation. I feel like I want to give her shit for like creating this level of instability for her kids, but like life also fucking happens and I can understand that. Even when it happens to Colleen Ballinger. And I can understand. Sometimes things just don't go the way you planned and you have to make do with what you got. But like they basically were framing it as a vacation for the kids. and then took them to this hotel, and then went back and forth between that and her parents' place. Now, as I understand it, her parents still live in, like, what is her childhood home, which would mean that, like, they'd have to have space for at least 4 people. We'll say 3, because I believe her predator brother lives there still. But, so there should still be room for 3 additional people, at least. And this would also, as difficult as it is to move in with family, it would still give the kids, like, a lot of stability. It would still give them, like, a familiar place to be during a time of chaos, you know? So, I don't know what happened there, but it is what it is. Now, as a reminder, just a little reminder for you, a therapist who likely quacks harder than a duck by a pond told her during the toxic gossip train era to continue to vlog, to maintain a sense of normalcy, because she felt like that was, like, her outlet. And now she's taken that advice and is filming every single iota of her and her children's lives, just in general, right? So she insists now that she continue vlogging because it makes her feel normal, which is honestly weird and frankly quite concerning and potentially quite unhealthy, especially where her children are concerned. No, that one didn't work. Because if you think about it, vlogging is essentially like narrating your life. Like, if you were not holding a camera, right, and you're vlogging, you're narrating your life. You're narrating what you're doing, every thought in your brain. You know what I mean? Like, you're showing your life to no one if you're holding a camera, I guess. And listen, I love a good vlog. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm a whore for a good vlog. You will catch me every December in bed at a reasonable hour with a cup of tea in front of a Zoella Vlogmas video, okay? I am a die-hard vlog, you know, watcher. But that said, I do think it's very weird and kind of narcissistic to film your life constantly in order to feel normal. And that's, to be clear, narcissistic as a quality, not an NPD diagnosis. There is a difference. You can have traits of narcissism. You can have narcissistic traits without having narcissistic personality disorder. So when someone refers to someone and their actions as being narcissistic, it doesn't necessarily mean they're assigning them narcissistic personality disorder. Both of those things exist. Okay, so just to be clear, the internet, I know I've clarified this before, but I feel like the internet really does have a hard time differentiating between the two. I'm not saying Colleen has narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not saying she doesn't have narcissistic personality disorder, but I'm saying that I feel like there's an innate narcissism in feeling normal because you're filming your life in order to share it with strangers, most of whom are young, for validation. That's weird. I mean, it just is. Colleen and I are around the same age. I think she's turning 40 this year. I just turned 40 this year. I cannot imagine a world where, and this is my job too, right? Like, this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. This in Patreon is how I pay my bills, right? Talking to a camera is how I pay my bills. Having an audience is how I pay my bills. That's not lost on me. But my validation does not come from you. My validation comes from the real things in my life, the real people in my life, the accomplishments of my life, the life of my life, right? Colleen herself even said in her interview with Raven Simone and her wife, Goggles, whatever the hell her name was, she literally said to them, like, I seek out the validation from my audience. Without that, I'm nothing without that. And that's really sad as a concept. I got it cleaned up. You know, distributing your vlogs to children for validation is weird. Especially when you have children and you're avoiding them to do crafts. And Colleen herself in one of these videos says that when you see her crafting more than normal, it's because it's an indicator that her mental health is not doing very well. Good. I feel like good is the more appropriate word there. I'm not going to analyze the English of it all. These packing vlogs may make her feel more normal, but that in and of itself, like I said, is a little concerning. She says she has to downsize with this move. her words. So this means she has to overhaul all of their whole family's things, and take what's necessary, because a lot of it's going in storage and she may not have a lot of space for it. I'm not sure if they have like an impending house fire coming or what. But she took down her Miranda wall, which was really sentimental for someone, I'm sure. It's weird. It's weird. And I can understand like wanting to hold on to like art that your fans have made you and things like that. But there is so much in this video that is just weird. It's weird. And she's lamenting about the fact that like every time she's had to take down her Miranda wall, she wasn't upset about it because she knew that wherever she was going next, she'd be able to put it back up. And she doesn't know that she's going to be able to put it back up in this next house. So they must be like downsizing big time. She then goes through her twins' room, which like, she doesn't show much of the room, which is good. But like, I'm so uncomfortable with parents who like really film inside their kids' rooms. Like, it's such an invasion of privacy. And it's, you know, even though they're 4 and like they don't know, it's so invasive. Like, that is their, like, can they not have just like one space where like the G7X maybe like can't go? Like, is there like a G7X force field you could put around their room? She goes through the twins' room and like hoards things that they don't even fit in anymore, trying to repurpose them in something that they might fit in, instead of just donating it. Or like even saving it if it's sentimental to you, you know, I get that. I get being like, oh, I can't part with this. Like, this is so sentimental. Then put it in a special box and like put it away. Why are we trying to force them into wearing it longer when it doesn't even fit them now? This is just a total side note, okay? This is a selfish side note. Selfish sajak side note. I love alliteration. But she goes on in this video to start getting weepy about the twins' time in the NICU. Stay with me. I'm so angry about that. And how hard it was not to have any of their firsts with them and whatnot. And to be honest, selfishly, and again, I will admit this is super selfish and petty, and I haven't even stopped to think about like why this bothers me so much, but like it made me really irritated because as a mom of twins, whose twins spent weeks in the NICU when they were first born, I understand how she feels. She does not understand how I feel. My twins are my first and only kids. Okay. I never got to experience holding them first, feeding them first. I didn't even, it was hours before I even got to see them. She had a whole ass other kid before she had twins. So she had all of his first, skin to skin. She got to feed him. She got to, you know, she got to be with him. She got to leave the hospital with him. Like, she's had that experience. And like, oh God, I don't mean to be all bean soup theory about this, right? Because like every experience is different. And you don't have to take everyone else's experiences into account to emote about your own experience. And like, I can recognize that. And I recognize I'm being like really petty and selfish and like, this is literally just my issue. I don't know. Cause I know that experience is hard from experience, right? Like, I know that it's hard and I know that it was hard for her. I don't know. But she did get to do that. It's not like she's never had that experience. I've never had that experience, okay? I don't know, something about this conversation just gave me a personal pissed off pan pizza moment, okay? Let me have it. Let me just have this moment and we can move on, okay? Sorry, I hate to bean soup things. I don't know. Shut up. You don't even like them. She is a fucking hoarder though, okay? So she takes to her closet where her cat shits in an unventilated area, by the way, to clean out shoes, jackets, and costumes, as well as merch. She donates the one cute jacket in there that her husband got for her, which she seemingly had very few reservations about just chucking into the donation pile. And then she keeps like a bunch of like questionable and occasionally like hideous show pieces for like future shows.
Like, I can't part with this. I can't part with this fuzzy jacket that I might need for some bit that I'm gonna do in a show.
Okay, honey, let's have a conversation about these shows, shall we? Now, I crunched some numbers, and by crunched I mean counted, and by counted I mean I sent my wonky eye into oblivion, counting them one by one. So these might be off by 1 or 2 numbers, and also this was yesterday when I counted them, so they still might be off by 1 or 2 numbers. But as of my counting, on Wednesday, April 8th, Colleen is playing city winery venues in Nashville, Boston, Philly, and Atlanta in the coming months. I think that starts in May. There's 2 in May, there's 2 in June. And they're like weekday shows. Okay. Oh man, I hate when I get messages from the school. When they're at school, it makes me so nervous. Okay, I don't care about that. So after her smashing success selling out 1.5 shows in New York City over the winter, Colleen is going on a short tour again. Nashville, Atlanta, Philly, Boston. Let's take a look at these ticket sales, shall we? In Nashville, of 291 seats, Colleen has sold 88 seats, leaving 203 left unsold. In Atlanta, of 295 seats, she has only sold 74. That's 221 left unsold. In Philly, of 322 seats, she's sold 115 with 207 unsold. And in Boston, of 288 seats, she's sold 128 with 160 unsold. Girl couldn't even sell at a high school auditorium at this point. So we're saving costumes for what? For community theater? Another podcast? Another fundraiser whose funds are funneled through your personal bank account? Girl, donate that trash. You're not using it again. Also, she has terrible taste. She shop in the dark? Or like on a dare or something? Anyhow, during this video, where she's cleaning out her merch in the cat shit closet, and after much deliberation, Colleen actually speaks on her cancellation. But only in how it relates to her merch.
I don't know if I can show this. Oh, I'm trying to decide if I should show this or if I should put this as like a bonus on Patreon or something. Eek. I just came across a hoodie that we sold at my live shows. For the last year or 2 of my tour, there were themes within my show around being canceled. And this was before I got canceled. Before we had these made and we were selling them at the shows. The merch sellers had suggested it and I was like, yeah, that's a fun idea. Like, who wouldn't want to wear a shirt, like a hoodie or a shirt that says canceled? That's kind of funny. It says Miranda on one sleeve and sings on the other sleeve. And then there started to be some talks on the internet about me. People saw that I was selling these at my shows and they were really upset because they thought I was like trying to profit off of being canceled. But in reality, I had been making these for a very long time and selling them at my shows for a long time. This had nothing to do with everything that happened to me. But here's the kicker, you guys. Okay, these sold well, so we had just made a ton more to like start selling at my future shows because I had a bunch of shows booked and planned right before everything happened. And they are still in a storage facility, like just sitting and rotting in boxes. And I actually spoke to someone the other day about like, they're like, what can we do with these? Can we sell these? And I was like, I cannot sell merch that says canceled on it. She's like, what do you want me to do with them? And I was like, I don't know, like throw them away or donate. Like you can't donate them, but just, you know, there are a majillion boxes with this hoodie in it, just sitting and rotting. It wasn't even hanging up with the other merch. It was like shoved under a shelf. Moving on.
Do kind of remember being like, wow, this was so toned up. I can't believe she has this hoodie, blah, 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 during this tour that ended abruptly, and rightly so.
Good times.
Now, a lot of people have been speculating that she's moving because she's broke, which, considering it sounds like they are downsizing considerably, sure, maybe, but I don't personally think she's broke. I imagine she's got a lot of investments. I'm sure she had some sort of financial or business manager. I don't know if she has them now, but she surely probably did for a long time. She had to have somebody managing her money. So I don't think she's hurting for cash too badly. I don't think she's nearly as wealthy as she used to be. But I do think that she's probably still doing fine. Though there have been a lot more mentions in my research. I've noticed there have been a lot more mentions about how like expensive things are and like a little more cost conscious. So I don't know. I genuinely don't understand why they needed some fucking sprawling estate in the first place, but that's just me. I know that they did have like a rat infestation of some kind in the recent past, so I don't know if that was maybe a factor, if that was remedied or not. But she's essentially refusing to talk about why they're moving and why they're moving so quickly until they're settled in a new place. Interesting, because like it doesn't seem like they're waiting on reno or a build. It doesn't seem like they're waiting on a closing. Like it seems like they have not had a place to buy on their radar. Like, their rental fell through, but it doesn't look like they ever had a place to buy in mind. And like, that leads me to feel like, oh, I gotta go, my rights here. But that leads me to believe that like there is a little bit of irresponsibility on this toxic gossip train, because how are you not even securing a rental? Like securing, like having signed a lease already, and you have to move. I don't know what happened there. The insistence on keeping it so tight-lipped like tells me it's either like a financing problem, a problem with the house itself, that maybe we don't want to tip perhaps like an inspector off, or crazy thought, perhaps it's a safety issue. When she moved into that giant house that they just moved out of, it was shortly after people had been coming to her home. They had been showing up at her house because they knew where she lived, because she vlogs every day to feel normal. And then they moved into this new house, and she immediately started vlogging every day to feel normal, regardless of the safety of her children. I genuinely have concerns for her lack of regard of the safety of her children when it comes to the internet. I'm sure in day-to-day life she's very protective and keeps them very safe. But in terms of the internet, her disregard for their safety is absolutely concerning. So, like, this is just a yap sesh. I'm not breaking any fucking news here, but, like, this is weird. I'm curious to hear, she says that she's going to do, like, a whole sit-down once they move and talk about why they had to move so hastily. So I'm curious to hear about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll read them and then walk away, because I don't care. The only opinions that matter are mine. That's not true. I don't even have any good opinions. Okay, I hope this was really an exciting thing for you to watch and enjoy. Just make sure you subscribe. I don't know how to end videos anymore. I gotta go. Bye. All aboard!
It's been a while since you saw my face. You guys having fun? At least you're having fun. I never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say, so. I haven't been doing so great. I hope that you'll be willing to listen. I used to message my fans. That was me. I was just trying to be besties with everybody. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. And stab me repeatedly in my bony little back, right? I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and maybe there should be some boundaries there. Close your eyes. I changed my behavior, and I took accountability. And that person maybe didn't deserve to die. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. But hey, just as long as it's entertaining to you. I thought you wanted me to take accountability. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route. Oh, I'm sorry, please criticize me and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I was 100% in the wrong. Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather round, cause we're about to attack. So shoot me down quick with a click and bam. My reputation's deceased. I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl Miranda sings. It's not very fun. Was my responsibility? Yes. Stab it with knives? Yes. And stab me repeatedly in my bony little back? Yes. I changed my behavior and I took accountability. No. You are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children. thing I've ever groomed is children. I'm just a loser. I'm not gonna take accountability in any capacity, what it's worth, but I do feel like shit. You tied me to the track. I won't survive in the crash. I hope you had some fun. Whoa, fart joke, and they're still crazy. I know. Oh no. Twist it up and grind it, pulverize it, and ruin a life. Oh no. Send them hate. Fuck me, right? Terrible human. Oh no.